I'm an obstetrician. I work at Tufts Medical Center in Boston, where I specialize in seeing women with complex pregnancies. I deliver some babies, I do prenatal ultrasound, and I see some consultations. I also have a lab that's focused on fetal EKG research funded by the National Institutes of Health. I think that scientists may find treatments that significantly improve the lives of people with cerebral palsy. For example, neuroscientist Jason Carmel is working on amazing therapies that use a combination of pharmaceutical and stimulation of the brain. And I think that research like that will lead to treatment that improves the lives of children and adults with cerebral palsy, allowing them to walk more easily, use their hand with greater dexterity, speak more clearly, and generally live happier lives that are easier for them. I think that when obstetricians and pediatricians are faced with the delivery of a baby at 23 or 4 weeks, it's extremely challenging. Before then, babies just aren't developed enough to survive. Their lungs can't breathe air, their skin can't maintain fluid inside the body, and those very few infants that do survive are horribly injured. But I think that discussion with a woman who's in preterm labor or her partner is extraordinarily difficult, because this is a baby that they may have waited for months or years for. That discussion, as a doctor who specializes in high-risk pregnancies, may be among the hardest things I do. I think I'm one of the luckiest dads around, and as a father and as a physician, I wanted to write a book that would share the science that's allowed my daughter to grow into the happy and healthy kid she is. I also wanted to write a book that would be a great read about kids, about brilliant doctors, and about their parents and caregivers who allow them to do so well. Fragile Beginnings is a book about the science and experience of being born too soon. The book begins on labor and delivery at a Harvard teaching hospital in Boston, where my wife has gone into labor 3 months too early. When delivery of my daughter becomes inevitable, the reader learns about prematurity and the consequence of being born weeks before development is complete. In the newborn intensive care unit, where my daughter Larissa goes immediately after she's born, the reader meets Dr. Steve Ringer, a compassionate and expert physician scientist who has a remarkable gift for coaxing life into the smallest of newborns. Here, the reader learns about the skill and experience necessary to save these very small newborn babies. It's also in the newborn intensive care unit where my daughter Larissa is diagnosed with a brain injury, a consequence of her premature delivery. And here, the reader learns about what can go wrong when pregnancy is significantly abbreviated. Fragile Beginnings explores brain plasticity or neuroplasticity, the remarkable ability of some brain cells to take on the function of others after injury occurs, particularly in children. We watch neuroplasticity at work, in Larissa as she gets bigger, and in the laboratory of another remarkable physician scientist, Dr. Jason Carmel. The reader learns about the brain, its remarkable ability to heal, and the science that's pushing the boundaries of what kids like Larissa can expect in the coming years as cutting-edge research advances the frontier of medicine. Fragile Beginnings grips the reader and draws them into a narrative about the most advanced science in the world, explained through the story of Larissa, 2 remarkable physicians, and the parents, patients, and caregivers who together make miracles happen.